I want to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to Spars Outdoors. So check out this list of sponsors right here. Give them a like and follow. Ask for my discount code and they'll hook you up. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey everybody, welcome back to Spars Outdoors, and this is your weekly fishing report. I'm a couple days late as always, but we've had a lot of stuff going on. If you guys have followed my channel, you guys know this. A lot of things are going on right now. We've doing the episodes within the kitchen with Holly with the cooking and recipes of wild game and fish, and then with the giveaways and stuff like that, and then family issues we've been having at home here with some stuff going on. But anyways, we're gonna try to keep these weekly, every 7 days if possible. But I'll always throw it up there. I'm going to do my weekly fishing report just like always. So I'm going to start off down on Lake St. Clair. A lot of you guys are asking about the ice conditions, okay? Right now, don't get me wrong, there is some ice in the canals. I'm not going to tell you it's super safe, but it's fishable on some spots. But be very careful if you go in there. Use your spud, use your head. Do a lot of thinking before you do this. Drill a hole. See how much ice is there. See if it's safe ice, hard, safe ice. If it's just slushy, if it's mushy, don't go on it. You know, common sense says don't go on it. So, with that said, with these cold nights we got coming, like from March, and if you look up AccuWeather, check out the AccuWeather app and look up Algonac area, and just look. All the lows in the night are like in the teens, in the 20s. That's gonna lock a lot of things up. Now I'm not so sure about the main lake. I'm sure out in front of the raft that will probably lock back in. I'm guessing. This is just a guessing game right now because Mother Nature throws us curveballs lately like no other. But maybe out in front of the day sail there. Maybe that's a maybe. It might harden up enough to get you out on some of those perch again, but not out very far. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to be able to go out a mile. It's not going to happen. But as for the canals and the cuts, you will be able to get on that ice again. You will. But let's just stop right there. You're gonna go chasing panfish anyway. So Harsens Island is doing really well. It's probably froze over, and you can expect it to ice over with those cold temps as well. But when it gets warmer in the daytime, you might be able to find a few open spots of fish, and you'll catch fish. That's coming up. You know, we're kind of in a limbo right now with the ice conditions. It's absolutely insane the way this winter has went. Uh, and it ain't like last winter. We've had, where we had four first ice. It's not happening like that. So the I think we'll be able to still be ice fishing. I absolutely will be ice fishing myself. Uh, but there's going to be canals that you guys can get on. Just use caution. Don't go out in the middle of it. You're going to fish those panfish and perch. Are going to be next to those docks and poles anyway. So that's where you're going to want to fish. So, but the Harsens Island, we went over there and we did really well. My buddies were just over there yesterday. They did really well the day before that. So they're not. I'm going to tell you right now, you're working harder right now for them as you will be in a month from now when everybody goes over there and catches their limit in no time of all 8 to 10-inch fish, and bigger. We actually had 3 fish. Me and my brother Brett went. We had 3 fish that was 10 and a half to 11 inches. I had one just over 11 inches. Absolute tanks, but we didn't have buckets of those. Now we did keep nothing but 8s and up. So we fished the whole day to get those though. So I'm not going to tell you it's hot and heavy. You're going to go over there and just pound, pound, pound. You can go over there and catch your limit real fast if you want to keep little fish, But we just don't. A lot of fish over there right now. So with the ice, the only thing I got to say about that is take a speedy spud. If it hits twice, typically drill a hole. See how thick the ice is. If you don't go through with 2 good hard hits with that speedy spud, drill a hole and see what it's like. If it's mushy ice, I don't care if it's 5 inches. If it's mushy ice, it's no good. If you got some hard ice, it's good to fish, right? So people keep giving up and saying ice fishing's over. It is for a lot of people. I will say that. It is for a lot of people. A lot of people don't play around on stuff that ain't 100%, safe. And there's no such thing as any safe ice, but a lot of us hard hitters, we're the knuckle crunchers of the Lake St. Clair ice community. We're gonna be on those canals ice fishing. I promise you that. waiting for Harsens Island to fully open up. So just because we had some 50-degree days does not mean that the ice is gone. Like I said, look at the future forecast at AccuWeather up until the February 28th to March 31st. It's all in the low 20s and teens at night. And when that's going from 9 p.m. until like 6 a.m. in the morning, that's a lot of very cold weather, a long period of very cold weather. It's going to lock those canals. It's going to lock those cuts in, and I guarantee you, it's going to put some ice back in front of the raft, and maybe, like I said, out in front of the day sail as well. I don't know, but that over there at the day sail, it blows out so easily. So it's hard. It's hard to say. All we can do is hope, but we got a lot of good fishing to look forward to. You know, like I said, Harsens Island, and then we're just going to get off that, come back a little bit. Well, I'm not even going to come back a little bit. Before I even come back a little bit, sturgeon fishing. I had a buddy, the Outdoor Hour. He was out there catching sturgeon in the North Channel the other day. Another buddy, my buddy JoJo's, caught 6 the other night. So we're kind of thinking sturgeon. My boat still got to stay winterized due to those cold blasts coming in. I'm not going to crack my heads. You know, I'm not that guy to pull my boat out early. I got an inboard outboard. It's different than an outboard engine. I got to make sure that it's going to stay above 35 degrees before I pull my boat out. So with that said, sturgeon fishing down there. Get down there and get you some sturgeon. Which if you don't know how to catch some sturgeon, watch my videos. There's very good information and tips in there. My seminar, watch that video. I give some great information on my seminar. But anyways, let's come right back down into the Algonac Port. Let's just come right down to the whole St. Clair River. Jigging out of the boat, people have been doing well. Canadian side's been better, and I'm just going to tell you now. Port Huron area has been better than down by Algonac. Absolutely, 100% has been better. Just out of the mouth of Black River, they're getting walleyes and a few cohos mixed in. Canadian side, same thing. More walleyes though. So if you got your Canadian license, head over to the Canadian side and jig the Canadian side. Now there's a ton of whitefish, there's a ton of lake trout, there's a ton of cohos. They're all in the system. So boardwalk fishing is good right now. Get down to the boardwalk and fish. Okay? Just get down there and cast your rods out, wait for the bell to go off and fish. I've got my wall fishing video on here to show you how to set up for wall fishing if you don't know. You can go check that out, but use the smallest spoons, the smallest red eye spoons you got. That's what they've been hitting on. Also minnow, slide a minnow down 5 feet off the bottom, you know, and maybe even 6 feet, 7 feet. I always change things up. I find out where they're hitting, then I'll target that area within a couple feet of each other. So I've got them through the water column, you know, and but live bait's been doing well, especially for the whitefish, but them red eye spoons, they always work well. The John Latham custom Impalas, I'm telling you guys right now, I run them all the time. That is my go-to bait for down off the wall for walleye, lake trout, coho, king, anything that runs through there I want to catch, I'm going to catch it on a Latham custom, and I'm going to run a spoon about 4 feet high off a throughway on the bottom. That's how I'm going to set up. So you can check out how I set up for my wall fishing setups right there on my videos I got on YouTube. It's a great fishery right now, so get down there and get fishing. Now let's move a little farther north, go right up to the Lexington. I'm just going to cover, like I always do, Lexington and Port Sanilac, and now I'll go up a little bit farther. But Lexington and Port Sanilac, there's some steelhead biting, but the bite is tough. But you can get steelhead, the little banger hand-tied jigs. You guys seen my video last year. That's what I'd use. I'd use a banger hand-tied jig. The smallest one you can get, that's what I'd be using. And I'd run a rocket bobber above it, 3 foot. And I'd run a rocket bobber and just leave it set there, run another rod with a rocket bobber down 4 foot. And then run a third pole with a spawn bag on it down 4.5 foot. See how it goes. And just adjust as you go. And wherever them fish are biting at, put every one of your baits at the same level. And you will be successful. Off the beach over there at Lexington Harbor, off the first bend at Sanilac Harbor is a good spot, or if you go around towards the beach on that side, go to the end of the beach and cast out into the harbor, or you can go off that middle wall and go all the way out to the end and cast rods off the end on both sides, and you will get some fish. You will. So, and you can also use minnows if you want to, but I don't like to get my hands cold when it's cold outside. I don't like to get my hands dirty really, unless I'm holding that fish, so I like to use artificial stuff as much as possible. You guys know this. So let's head up to Harbor Beach now. Now in the harbor, they're getting some cohos, they're getting some lake trout, they're getting some whitefish, they're getting some perch. There's a little bit, I'm not saying huge numbers, but they're picking away at fish, so that's a good spot to go fishing too. I'm going to take you up a little bit farther up into the Seawing area, okay? So we're going to cover a little bit more distance right now. The Seawing and the Caseville area. Caseville is, go to the marina up there, they're getting nice lake trout off that break wall again. So get up there and get casting for those lake trout. Cast Arctic spinners. That's what everybody's going to tell you to use. And I got to agree, they're an amazing bait, and the lake trout love them. They absolutely love them. There's some big walleyes hanging around. The jointed Rapalas, the 11s and 9s jointed, Latham Customs. That's what I'd be using, but I'd be casting those for those walleyes just before dark. Even into the dark, I'd be casting those off that north wall. Absolutely. So let's go over to the seedwing area, okay? The perch are there. There's some decent ones mixed in, but you know, things are starting to, the weather's got everything messed up. Usually this time of year, it's still solid ice. So you got to keep that in mind. You know, usually when the river opens, the jumbo perch come in there and everybody lights them up. But they're getting a few gills, they're getting some crappies, they're getting some perch, and the cuts around there as well. In the marina and the river, they're getting fish. So that's something you guys can go try too. I know I'm down to go try it. Absolutely. Saginaw River's picking up a bunch of walleye. Holloway Reservoir, they're getting some crappies and some walleyes. So I'm just going to tell you guys now, get out and get fishing. That's all you can do. We got to play with what we have. You know, I keep telling people the same thing. Whatever conditions we have for ice or open water, we're going to do it, right? We're going to get out there and we're going to get fishing. I cannot give you the ice report on Harsens Island right now because I'm not there to fish it, and I'm not going to go by what somebody says unless I know for sure it's a true friend. I'm not going to tell you guys it's all open because, you know, it's pretty cold out. So I expect that to be pretty skimmed over right now. But it's going to open back up here in the next few days. But then, like I said, when March hits, it's going to ice back up for a little bit. So that's about all I have for you guys for the fishing report for this week. Thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Also, another thing I want to bring up. Every week I do In the Kitchen with Holly. She's doing different recipes. Check those videos out. They're amazing. They're all on live stream. She's doing awesome recipes on wild game and fish. And then every Thursdays is my giveaways. So that's going to be awesome. And actually, I'm sorry about that. We're taking the In the Kitchen with Holly from Wednesdays to Tuesdays. So it's going to be In the Kitchen with Holly is going to be Tuesdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Every Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. will be In the Kitchen with Holly. And then my giveaways Thursdays will always be 8 o'clock. Well, not always, but for now they're going to stay at 8 o'clock. So that's about all I have for you guys for the fishing reports this week. Thank you guys for all your support. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You got to be subscribed to be in my giveaways. And you guys don't want to miss those lives. Hit that bell. You know, whenever I go live, it's going to give you guys a notification that I'm going live. So that is it, guys. Get out there, get fishing. Don't give up. Don't get downhearted. Don't bring yourself into a low. Get out there and get fishing. I know we're in between. We're in limbo right now. We're playing the fish god's limbo right now. That's all we're doing. So that's the best advice I have for you, and that's all the report I can give you right now. Get out there, get fishing. Thanks again, guys, for watching Spars Outdoors. I'll see you right here next week.